Test. Test.
Me, mo, mo, me, mo, mo, mo.
Test. Ah.
Woo! Woo!
Is that too loud?
That was pretty loud, but I mean, someday that's gonna.
My
be
ears are ringing.
Someday it's gonna be sung by puppets. I'm pretty sure, right?
Puppets
Coming soon to a Whiskey and Wi-Fi near you.
It will not be Whiskey and Wi-Fi.
It'll be something else, but presented by Whiskey and Wi-Fi Productions.
It will not be called Whiskey and Wi-Fi Productions. There'll be no relation to this show. We have to like cut all
ties from this.
Yeah, it has to be totally something different.
So my name will be different during the puppet show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Derek Free will have no part of this puppet show.
In fact, you've been cut.
Okay. Well, it was a good run.
We've already shot like 10 episodes.
Damn it.
It's actually blown up on YouTube.
I thought I could, at least bring some character to the puppets. I can do silly voices, Rodney.
Maybe on season 2 you can become a...
Okay, can I do a cameo?
Maybe
You just make fun of the one puppet the whole time and beat him with batons?
the GoPros.
Okay, I can... That's good.
Every once in a while your hand will get to come into a shot because we do that every once in a while to just make it a scale. Like a hand comes in and smacks one of them. It's like, get it together, puppet. It's kind of like it's an abusive relationship with the producers of the show and the puppets. The puppets are like real,
Yeah.
It's like the Muppets.
Yeah, they're Muppets.
But they're puppets.
But they're not Muppets.
They're socks.
Yeah. Okay. So what's going on in the news this week, Rodney?
I don't look at the news anymore.
Yeah, we've given up. We've given up. That's why we haven't posted in 4 weeks. We actually shot an episode last week, which I have not decided if I'm going to post or not.
I just think you should delete that one. You can add that to the file where it's like, if you ever want to post stuff that we just...
Sometimes I'm going to keep it in case, how we were saying we wanted to document how the world's slowly going to World War III. I'll keep it in our files, and if anything we say in that happens, I'll just bring it out and be like, we said this back on August 28th or whenever it was.
We can see the future.
We can at Whisky and Wi-Fi.
We can see the future.
Listen to us for all your future news.
Contact us at whiskeyandwifi@gmail.com. We will tell you your fate.
You will die.
Yes, you will. Everyone dies.
You will certainly
die. In case
die.
you didn't know this, no one makes it out alive.
So if you're panicking
fuck you
out
assholes.
there, like I've been panicking the last 2 weeks.
Fuck your asshole.
Rodney brought up a good point, is you're going to die.
Hey, you want to hear a really... Okay, so right now I'm doing this... Well, it doesn't matter. I'm doing some monotonous stuff at work right now, and so sometimes my mind just goes to weird places.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an itch in my asshole, right? I was walking to the bathroom because I was like, I'm going to take a shit and clean this up because it felt like I don't need to go into details.
Okay.
When you have swamp ass, you're sweating.
And
you're just like, all right, I'll go take a dump, a sweaty dump.
Yeah, just get it out.
I was just thinking, after I scratched my ass,
mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, imagine if there was a stupid fucking comedy horror movie where it was about this weird, mite creature that you could get, in the Amazon.
Into your ass?
That nestles into your ass, and if you, touch your ass with your hand, it, sucked your hand
into
your ass.
Into your ass?
And
no!
Sucking your hand into your ass.
And it's just stuck there.
Until it kills you by sucking your body into your own asshole.
Insides out you, in a way.
Yeah, eats you.
Implode.
It, eats you while it's sucking it into your ass.
So your last
It's like your ass becomes another creature's mouth.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be good for a short, I think. I think you get probably 20 minutes out of that, maybe.
Could you imagine that? I feel like you could make it a cult classic comedy if we just kept showing these people, they just keep getting sucked into their own asshole.
I think that could be a good episode of The Puppet Show. A spin-off. It's kind of like an episodic thing.
Because you could share that prior, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
Somebody's got my asshole!
They turn it inside out, and you're just like, that would be fucking hilarious.
Well, you know who's up his own ass already? That Donald Trump fella, right? He's up his own ass.
Didn't we talk about that stuff last week?
Yeah, but we might not even hear that. That's true. And we want to talk a little bit about his racist policies about immigration. Or maybe not so racist.
I approve his policies. Put up that fence and keep those motherfuckers out.
And shoot those motherfuckers?
I think you should just start shooting people.
I mean, you got to scare them away, right?
No, shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill? I mean, what are we going to do about everybody that wants to come to America, Rodney?
We shoot them.
No room here, you asshole.
Unless they're extremely proficient at whatever trade or
we only want the best
profession they have. Yeah. It's just be like, no room for you. And if they keep trying to come in, be like, we've said it once, we've said it twice, we've said it 3 times maybe. This 4th time,
it's over. See, I think those kind of folk, I feel like I'm setting them apart. That sounds terrible.
huh?
But the immigrants, those damn immigrants, they help the economy, right? They boost it because they bring in people who are buying stuff.
And they take all their money and send it home and take it out of this country.
Well, that's not good, I suppose. But
this fucking motherfucker. I'm kidding. I don't believe most of the things I'm saying. I'm just trying to sound like a dick.
No, but I like it. I like it because you're bringing up points that people like to argue in the mainstream media. That damn mainstream media.
Fox News, latest. A fence would not only keep the Mexicans out, but it would keep the American taxpayer in. I mean, it would keep the Mexicans out. You think about building a fence and be like, is it really to keep them out or to keep us in? It's like you stay here in the slave state where you just keep working. You have to hook up to public utilities, which are monopolies. And fuck you.
Okay.
It's like, is it to keep them out or to keep us in?
That's always been a conundrum about fences and building walls, right?
I don't really like the idea of fences. I like freedom.
Why are there walls, man?
There's walls because you're taught as a little kid to share, and then you get to be an adult and they're like, stop sharing.
Never share.
Hoard it.
Why are you sharing? I did that this week. I shared some money with some people on the street.
Oh, you did? You gave them money?
Yeah,
I only give them food usually.
That's what I try to do when I have it, but sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to use this $1 or $2 in my pocket, so I'm like, whatever. And then I get up to the office and they're like, you gave them that much money? They're like, they're never going to leave. I'm like, you might be right. I probably shouldn't have done that. That's the conundrum.
You give them food
so
they can eat.
The one time I gave a guy, offered him the rest of my sandwich. I know I ate off it, but I'm like, I'll give you the rest of my sandwich if you're hungry, because he said he was hungry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll cut off the end I bit off of. You can have. He's like, no. Like, he got snotty about it. I'm like, okay, I thought, I'm just trying to help.
I gave a guy a sandwich in Chicago one time. He was super pumped.
Oh, yeah?
He's like, is there cheese on here? I was like, there's blue cheese. He's like, I think it'll be cool. I was like, I'm
that's cool.
Tolerant or something. And he was like, it was like half a buffalo chicken wrap thing with some fries.
Yeah.
And like, I think maybe a little coleslaw. I forget it. We just left the restaurant. This guy was like, hey, you guys got any money?
Right.
I was like, sandwich? He was pumped.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that was really good. I felt happy that I would have definitely eaten the shit out of that sandwich later.
Yeah.
Hey.
But he's hungry.
Yeah.
Good for you, Rodney.
Hey, you shouldn't say good for you for that type of shit. Everyone should just do that.
That's a good point.
But
not everybody does, and that makes you different. So, good job, Rodney.
Well, you tried to give someone a sandwich and they told you to go fuck yourself.
Pretty much, and not those words.
Did you kick him in the dick after they did
No,
that?
but I just kind of looked at it. I was just like...
Was anyone else with you?
No, that was at a grocery store.
See, that would have been a cool time to have like one of those body cameras.
Yeah.
And you smack the guy in the mouth. And you say, you will take this sandwich, you will eat it.
Shove it in his mouth. You son of a bitch, you eat it.
Yeah, and then you post that video.
I go
to
directly
Whisky and
to jail.
Wifi's website. Whisky and Wifi. And we break down the video.
Break it down. Now this is when I shoved a piece of tomato up his nostril.
He started chewing and enjoying it at that point.
And he shut his damn dirty mouth.
My hand still stinks.
Terrible. So, talking about immigrants,
Immigrants can lick my taint.
They're not all homeless drug addicts, rapists.
No, our immigration policies don't make a lot of sense to me. But you're looking at the refugee problem just in the world. We were talking about this before we started. Derek, how many people would you have guessed before we talked about it were displaced right now? Like, honestly, if I said, pick a number.
I'm laughing because you already told me the number.
I know, but like...
And I just know how wrong I am. I was like, 80,000? See, it's funny when you actually know the real number.
Apparently, there's over 51 million people
that
have been displaced, which is the first time it's exceeded 50 million since World War II.
That's 18% of the U.S. population, if I'm doing the math correctly quickly. So...
I'm terrible at math. It's like, where'd my calculator go? So I'm going to give you that one.
It's around there. And that's insane. And they're all going to... Well, a lot of them were going to Greece, and I'm like, Greece is broke. That's not good for Greece. But...
Yeah, there was that little kid that apparently drowned trying to swim to Canada.
That was sad.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
You're trying to swim to Canada?
Yeah.
Like, did they look at a map? Do they realize how far Canada was?
Obviously, they did not.
Like, I almost don't believe... It's like, did you just drown your kid? And they'd be like, oh, poor family.
Is that the one that was on the news, like, yesterday?
Like, how does that happen? How does that... Like, I don't understand that. Wasn't it he a 3-year-old?
He was a young kid.
It's
so
like...
he just got lied to. It's like, oh, just swim that direction, go to Canada in no time.
It's like he got lied to or someone just drowned him and then said that.
Oh, well, yeah, that's probably more likely.
Because if you were 3, you wouldn't just start swimming out in the ocean. Like, give me a fucking break.
What's that shark, Daddy?
What's that fin, Daddy? Oh, that's candy. Swim towards the candy.
You can ride on that fin. It'll take you to Canada.
Get on the fin.
That's terrible. I'm laughing.
It hurts, Daddy. It hurts.
It's got teeth. We're awful. It was so sad. That story was so sad.
So much blood.
Oh.
No, I don't think there were bite marks on the body.
No.
They would have been able to tell. It was a hammerhead shark. Ripped him to shreds.
Then he almost
fucking going to hell.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
Oh shit.
I try to make light of things when it makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think we both do that.
A lot of people don't like that.
No, apparently not.
Sometimes it actually helps. Like, I've been to a lot of funerals.
Yeah.
I feel like an unusual number for someone my age, but I feel like sometimes when you're at a funeral, you don't make jokes like that, obviously,
Right.
but when you can make people laugh and smile a little bit, it helps.
Do you
a
get
lot in
behind the
situations.
coffin and make farting noises when people walk by? Is that the kind of thing you do? So what kind of jokes do you mean there, Rodney?
You know, just like little lighthearted comments to get people to some like good
Okay.
memories and like bringing up things.
Racist things?
No, not racist things.
I'm just being an ass.
I love how I got introduced at that one party we were at. It's like, oh, my friend that likes slightly offhanded racist comments, but he's not really racist. I was like, oh,
He's
cool.
not really racist. He just thinks racism's funny. So do I. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. I do not think racism is funny. I think racist people are dumb and it makes me laugh.
I think it's funny when people laugh at your comments and then they act like it's like, oh, it's only you. It's like, you're laughing really hard at what I just said. So you clearly were thinking like, or sometimes think along the same lines.
Yeah.
Right?
It could be, I guess. I don't know.
I say things often that people are thinking, but they're not willing to say, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like if we get to the point where you can read people's minds,
Okay.
like people are just exchanging ideas freely and there's not nearly as much of a filter,
Right.
people will be, if you get inside my head, it won't be nearly as strained. Like it'd be like, well, he was pretty much giving that to us. It won't be like, whoa, this guy's fucking weird. But like, you know what I mean?
Like, oh, I know. Yeah. I was trying to get inside your head as you were saying that. I was like, can I get in Rodney's head?
I'm very advanced.
Oh, okay.
What were you doing to get in my head?
I was just trying to stare intensely, like the thing we were doing with your cat upstairs, trying to not blink.
I don't work on that level.
What's that?
You have to use your third eye.
Oh, the third eye. I know about the third eye. I haven't used it in a while.
You concentrate the energy, and then you take the idea out of your mind, and you
Project it.
project it and push it into the other person's third eye.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't even aiming at your third eye. We're getting deep, all of us, on here on Whiskey and Wi-Fi. If you want to ever contact us to meditate with us, don't. We're just drunk idiots, but
I don't think I am.
I don't think I am either. But
And I don't think you are either.
well, thank you.
I enjoy
I don't
our
think
banter.
you are.
We're joking around and just shooting the shit. That's
Right.
what happens on Whiskey and Wi-Fi.
Fucking
And
right.
sometimes we like talking about things that are important, or sometimes we just like
Getting weird.
drinking whiskey.
Drinking Gentleman Jack this week. I don't think we mentioned that. Gentleman Jack. It gives you hair on your balls. Drink
So
Gentleman
you talk
Jack.
like a man, and not like this.
You pussy. That was better than what we rehearsed it, I believe.
Was it?
We didn't rehearse anything. We don't rehearse. What are you doing? Is this halftime top up?
I don't think we hit halftime. You need some ice.
I do need some ice.
Go get some ice. bro.
Halftime top. Well, game on. Cheers. Well, let's talk about people who I hate. No. Next segment, who we hate.
I'm gonna
Tom fucking Brady. Tom fucking Brady did get suspended. I know we railed on Deflategate before, but damn it,
I don't really.
he
care
should have
at all.
gotten suspended. The fucker.
Did he deflate the balls?
He was part of it. It sounded like.
I mean,
he was knowledgeable.
did he deflate the balls?
Some weird gym guy did. the ball keeper.
So Tom didn't deflate the balls?
No, he didn't deflate the balls.
And the league did not regulate the balls?
That's true. They did not regulate the balls.
So this is for some new procedures probably to be put in place to ensure that the game actually is held to a higher standard. So if anything, all this has done is ensure that the playing field is a little bit more even from now on.
Fucking Tom Brady.
Didn't they run a lot of those? Didn't they make a lot of touchdowns by running the ball into the?
Maybe early. I don't remember. I remember at the end they were just chucking it down the field, like 70-yard passes. That's how I remember it.
He does that pretty normally anyway, though, doesn't he?
But I mean, it was raining and the balls were soft, so the grip to his hand maybe a little better. So
I really don't give two shits. I just think Tom Brady's fucking awesome.
He's very good. That's why I don't like him.
He's extremely handsome.
Yeah,
he's
really I think that's why I hate him. He's good and he's handsome. Combination should not be.
Yeah, like no one checked his balls. Even if this happened, it's kind of like,
you didn't check my balls, man. That'll be his new tagline.
It's kind of like, it's like, I wonder if that mattered or all the steroids.
How about you check my balls?
Or all the steroids everyone took before that game.
Yeah.
It's like, which one had more of an impact? All of the crazy, like, very obvious doping that's going on in that league, or the deflated balls?
The deflated balls, clearly. I don't know what you're talking about. Your argument makes no sense.
You don't think they're all juiced to the gills?
You sound like an idiot. I'm just going to put it out there, Rodney. You sound like an idiot.
Yeah, but none of them used or have ever used steroids.
No, they regulate that like baseball.
Yeah. Like, I don't know nearly as much as you do about those sports.
Right.
But
so shut up.
It seems pretty prevalent everywhere.
Oh man.
Didn't Serena Williams run away from a drug test and she locked herself in her safe room in her house? You know how people have safe rooms?
Yeah.
I heard that she apparently locked herself in a safe room.
I've never heard that.
In her house. Google that.
I gotta Google this now.
Serena Williams runs away from drug test. Because she's like, someone broke into my house.
Serena Williams locked herself in a panic room. New York Post.
See?
2011.
Voila. So, that's women's tennis.
That's amazing.
Well,
I can't believe I missed that.
She looks like she's on some shit.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah.
I mean, at least, I bet some of them blood dope and take EPO. Like, it gives you crazy endurance. So you just keep doing whatever you're doing for like hours on end.
And then your heart blows up.
No, a lot of them do it on a relatively healthy level, I think.
I hope so.
I mean, Lance Armstrong's still going strong.
Yeah.
Some people actually say people, that are on the Tour de France, it's actually more dangerous for them to do that event without the drugs than it is for them to do it with the drugs, because it's such a taxing event on their body that it's like, actually, drugs make this a little bit safer for you to do this.
I could imagine, because how many days is that? Like 3 weeks or something crazy?
Something crazy, and they're going balls out.
That's intense. So.
Yeah. So anyways, where do you want to go with this? So you want to go back to immigration?
Well,
and who do you fucking hate, Derek? So who do you hate?
Well, I said Tom Brady is a fuck.
Okay, we got to move on. All right,
I got through Tom Brady.
Who's next? And who's next on Whisky and Wifi?
Well, there's this guy called Obama. He got spawned on by a fish.
So you hate the fish, or you hate...
Yeah, I hate that fucking fish, man. He jizzed on my president.
We talked about this earlier, too. And the theory that I still hold in the highest, this is the most likely scenario that took place, is that, the president has very, very nice, silky, soft hands because he uses very nice lotion.
Yeah, he gets the best
stuff. As soon as he touched that fish, it was just like this orgasmic reaction.
He was just in a pillow of
and you talked about just the energy he gave off through his palms.
Just radiating.
The soft hands.
This weird kind of
and the fish was
sexual
just like,
energy.
I'm coming. And he got,
I can't help myself.
And he got cummed on.
Huh?
Imagine if you shake hands with the president and that's what happened. If you as soon as you get sworn in as president, you get this weird power where if you shake a normal citizen's hands, they just come in their pants. Just come to
Nice to meet you, President, sir. Holy shit.
Imagine if you hypnotize people to think that there's like North Korea, that was one of his things, that he's hypnotized all of them to think that, so he just touches them, they all come.
I want to see this in a short film scenario.
This
now.
with the asshole eaters?
Yes, there'll be 2 different shorts.
In the puppet show.
You're just on fire. We gotta write these. Well, we don't have to write them down. We're recording them, I guess. But
You touch you just come. If that was just a weird like yoga guy.
Yeah.
And he just like
some sex guru.
Yeah, he's just like and there's like
He touches a point in your palm. Oh my god!
No, he just touches you anywhere. It's these people.
Oh. I don't know where to go from there.
You're just thinking about
kind of
this yogi coming.
I'm kind of uncomfortable yet aroused. If that makes sense, I don't know. I think it's the whiskey.
Well, the New York Times has reported Australia wants to join India, the United States, and Japan in a joint naval exercise in the Indian Ocean. Which, when you start to add all these things up, it's starting to seem a little weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about these. A
little weird.
We got the little. What was it? China and Russia hanging out at the V-Day parade in China.
It's the alliances that are starting to like come up feel a lot like World War One.
Yeah, we got the East over there, and
the BRIC nations.
Yeah, and
it's
then
all kind of like.
I don't know. I kind of feel like we're not outnumbered, but I just feel like there's more energy from the opposing side, the Axis side, if you will. It seems like there's more piss and vinegar on that side, where we're just like, hey, everybody come out, calm down, we're just trying to be cool.
Well, our lives are pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we don't have a lot to complain about over here. Life is crazy. But that's why we gotta keep them out, Derek.
Oh, we're talking
That's
about...
why we gotta fucking keep them out, because life is good here. Nationalism.
Nationalism?
Made in America.
Put them in those damn...
Made in USA.
Put them in those camps we were talking about the other week. All those immigrants, you know?
No, just keep them out or shoot them.
No, I think all those options are terrible. But shoot them, put them in camps, or keep them out. I'm like, okay, well.
No, I really wish we did reform our policy so we had a much more open door policy and had an easier process. But at the same time, we're having trouble keeping the people we already have here employed. So having more people come here isn't necessarily a possibility.
Burdensome. I wish, deep down, I wish we could get them all accounted for, because I know there's people out there that aren't accounted for, who should be on the rolls. You know what I mean?
Should be paying taxes as well.
Yeah, I'm okay with that argument, because sometimes people seem to argue it's like, let us in, and I'm like, cool, but make sure you're paying taxes, because we need to balance the budget.
Yeah, but we're not going to balance the budget just from more income. We need to do it by cutting spending.
Yeah, that's true too.
Even if we cut spending, it's not. This charade's, I think, going to come to a crashing halt. But we've gotten into that many a time.
Yeah.
But it is interesting though, like thinking about that. How yes, there might be better opportunities in a country, but if they do not have the jobs and the opportunities for other people to come there, like what do? You want to grant people better jobs. You have to make it so that wherever they're living is better. So there's more opportunities where they are, because you can't just sustain. I don't know. Like, what's the answer?
Well, they're trying to make those trade deals, I guess, trying to make commerce better for everybody. Worse nation, so they don't want to come here. Maybe. I mean, we had NAFTA. We thought that would work. Mexico still hasn't really come up too much, which is the trouble.
I feel like
Canada's all right, I guess. They seem to be all right.
Canada seems fucking awesome.
Yeah, they seem to know what they're doing. But
I would like to live have like a vacation home up there in a ski place. I think it'd just be cool to have like a place in Canada. Like I love living in the United States, but it'd be like, well, I visited Canada a couple times, but it just seems like a cool fucking country.
Seems chill.
Yeah.
A little more spread out.
Well, yeah, there's a lot more land. It's a lot less densely populated, and you know, I like snow. I like snowboarding, so.
It's coming up. We're entering September.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do it a lot more this winter.
I mean, not with that damn global warming. I'll tell you what. Actually, it's been pretty cool over here. But
yeah, I don't know what to. I think we need to conserve it. We're jumping all over the fucking place.
I just brought it up as a joke. You don't have to talk about it.
I'll be like, hey, global warming, drill, baby, drill. You want to bring that out of me, Derek? You want to drill my ass? Like I want to drill for oil.
I'm going to give you one of those damn mites that eat your ass or eat your hand or whatever.
Mites eat your body from your asshole.
But what are immigrants going to do? Like the problem people were talking about too is Robert Goldthwait or whatever his name is.
Just he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
But people who come to America have babies and then they're citizens. I'm not okay with that.
That's why we need more Planned Parenthood facilities. Just abort those babies, even if maybe they're 1 or 2 years old. Just abort the babies, right?
I mean, at that point, it's just cutting their heads off, or what? How do you propose that would happen?
Is it that dissimilar? That's why I support Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood. Killing immigrants and babies.
I'm just, you can take something that's like good and flip it and try to. That's what I was trying to do there.
Yes,
Because I don't believe in abortion, so.
So did you see the ladies talking about religious stuff in a way?
What did you just say?
Talking about religious stuff in a way.
You're talking about religious stuff?
Well, abortion people get upset about the religious stuff.
Oh, wishy-washy, wishity-woo.
You got this lady here that's getting arrested for not getting married couples their licenses if they're gays.
Out of Kansas?
Kentucky.
Kentucky,
yeah.
That's right.
You were close with the K.
I knew it was a K-state.
Yeah. Well, obviously the KKK, that connection.
I mean, it seems like that lady was just being a mega cunt.
I mean, she is being a mega cunt, but I think she's one of those people that doesn't realize she's a cunt.
So, I love this soundbite. She apparently has been divorced like 3 times.
That was the
Which is also like
today.
it's a huge sin. Like if you're going by the book, if you're gonna be that person,
right?
Like going by the book, it's like. And then someone else was like, I don't think we should be bringing that into it. Like, but it's like, well, how hypocritical is that? Because you're not getting a marriage license out because of this.
You're getting real bitchy about it. And she like drinks lamb's blood on the weekend.
Wait, but you don't think she's being a cunt? So why don't you think she's being a cunt?
I think to be a cunt, you have to have some kind of like self-awareness. I just think I don't have any other basis than just looking at her. I think she's kind of nice. No, she looks relatively clueless. Basically, what I'm trying to say is she looks dumb.
I don't think ignorance is not a fucking excuse.
That I hear that too, but I sometimes pity.
It's like someone who's like, hey, I'm hitting the switch on all these, or it's like, I'm the one in the firing line that's just shooting all these innocent people. Oh, they were just telling me to do it. It's like, no, fuck you. You knew shooting an innocent, unarmed person was fucking...
No, that's a good point. That's a valid point.
So it's like, oh, I didn't know I shouldn't just be biased and prejudiced. Sorry, I was like, it's not sexist.
Prejudiced?
Just be a total fucking asshole and deny this federal law that was put in place.
Yeah, well, it's just funny because you look at, she's doing this in this picture. She had her hands up by her chest and she's got those eyes. I'm just like, oh, she doesn't know what she's saying. She's just like, I'm supposed to not like this.
She's an idiot.
See? She seems like an idiot. So therefore, she's not a cunt.
There are a lot of people that aren't idiots, though, that believe that.
Yeah.
And it's a problem where it's just we have to get to a higher level of consciousness.
True.
We're not there yet. We're not resonating at a high enough level, and I think we'll get there. We need to keep calming our energy down, and we need to keep focusing on happiness and love, and actually giving each other more opportunities, because then this blatant hate and disparity in the world will go away, because it'll just be that much more obvious. Like, what are you doing? Stop it. Behave. Stop it. Behave. Chill. Relax.
Behave.
Be nice to people. Be nice to the world. Give out good energy.
I think there's an interesting blockage going on from getting to there, because there's people who are kind of like these people are religious, so I feel like
they hold on to these old ideologies. Yeah, they're totally cryptid and broken, and were established by people that were trying to enslave us.
Yeah, they're fearful of like believing something different because they're told, oh, you can't not believe that. Even though like they kind of believe in like something spiritual and like bigger and collective consciousness-y. But then you got the people who are just like, that's all bullshit, and I feel like they just kind of do their own thing. So I feel like there's 2 problems there. And then there's people like us that I feel like are in the middle. And we're just like, hey, everybody come to the good side.
I don't even think I'm on the middle. I think like there's people that are on this plane, and I feel like I'm on a plane up here.
Oh yeah. Well, after some of the emails I got from you this week, Rodney's up in the plane, man. Yes. Good save.
This podcast is going to be just about nothing. But like from now on, did you like that idea about going out to bars and just being like, if we just, because these things don't have to be plugged into anything, right? Like, nope. We don't need a computer. Nope. So if we just had like, we'd have to define some topics we want to talk about. But if we just drank with people and had like, and maybe we'd need some mics so we could just be like,
yeah, because these will pick up all that background noise probably.
Yeah. But if we had mics, it could be like,
just right in their face. So do you think this chick's a cunt? Just bring it up like that. What? What'd you
probably talk about it differently depending on the establishment we were in.
That's true.
I feel like it could be an interesting twist, though.
I like it.
Other than we'd have to pay for the whiskey.
Shit.
It could make it so much more funny, though, because we could meet some interesting characters if we find some interesting bars to do.
And they're drunk, too, so they're going to say whatever they think. Or at least drinking. Not necessarily drunk. Tongues are looser after alcohol,
Yeah.
So.
I'm sure a lot of people come up and tell me, I'm a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You need to stop spewing this hatred and violence into the world. It's like, I'm just joking. Your jokes aren't funny. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say sometimes. So I say inappropriate things.
I don't know how to talk to people.
I need to drink more whiskey so my voice.
We never really talked about
Take us, Derek.
coming to America, having kids. Are people leaving? Is that what's happening? I feel like there's this anchor baby debate. I don't know if you read anything about that.
The anchor baby, where you have a baby here and then, but you're not a citizen.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, well.
What does Jeb Bush think on it? I haven't read. I'm not.
He was in trouble.
I'm not a big fan of Bush or Clinton. Like, I don't like these
right.
families running our government all the time. It's like, we need more new people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I kind of like Benjamin Carson, even though I don't agree with his whole religious and abortion spiel. If you could cut that away, I really like a lot of his other ideas. But
he was polling pretty good, actually. He was giving Trump a run lately, they were saying.
He's really smart. It's hard to fuck. If you get him one-on-one.
He knows what he's talking about.
Well, not necessarily that he knows what he's talking about, but he's smart enough to know when he doesn't know what he's talking about, I think, that he'll surround himself with smart people.
That's good.
Like, it's like surrounding yourself with the right people to solve the problem.
I could tell he was smart during the first debate, which I watched, but it seemed like he didn't have much charisma, which is like, that's not going to help him in the long run, because people need charisma.
I think that was his first debate, though.
That's true. So maybe he can step it up coming. Because he did seem smart. I'm just like, oh, this guy's a brain surgeon.
He operated my buddy Christopher.
He did what?
My buddy Chris.
He operated. Is that what you said?
Yeah, my buddy that died when we were like, this is like, remember when we turned 16?
Holy shit.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that guy was
I didn't really
that
talk
guy.
about it a lot.
Yeah. Now running for president. That's a pretty big connection.
Yeah.
6 degrees of separation, man. Everybody's connected.
We're all connected in a totally different energy realm that most of us don't see or feel. Well, you're feeling it, but you don't realize.
No, keep
the body's an illusion. The body's an illusion.
We're in an energy pool, and our bodies are concentrated energy. Right?
Whatever you want to feel.
Word, man, word.
I want to feel.
I want to feel.
I want to feel.
Upon his heads, apparently. If they make
people we come in my pants.
That's what that is.
Yeah, but getting back to...
we were talking about anchor babies, but I felt uncomfortable saying, like, I don't want people dumping their kids in our country. I'm like, be a parent. Go through the system, maybe. I don't know how hard is the system. I think that's a big thing. A lot of them
say that
system.
again?
How hard is the system?
How
hard is it to immigrate?
I think it takes a while.
Yeah, but
I think
if you really want to get there, like, you would take a while to get there, right? Unless it's that hard. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know.
I think
a lot of people don't know, and then they get really judgmental about it.
I think it's to the point where, like, okay, so if you really want to come here, like, to get a job here and have a good working visa, I believe it's to the point where you basically, the company needs to say they need you. There's, like, no American that they want. Like, they need you some qualified way for you to come here and to really give you, and, like, you need to have that for a while, and then you can start, like, applying for citizenship. I was talking to this guy on a business trip not too long ago that was from Venezuela. Venezuela's going through some shit right now. Their economy's in the fucking shitter.
Mm-hmm.
Things are in turmoil. Their currency's not doing well at all.
Oh,
You're seeing total runs on grocery stores, and, you know, bank accounts are frozen. Just all the crazy shit that's going to happen here eventually, but it hasn't yet.
TikTok.
This guy was talking about, like, how he's been living here for years, and I don't think he was a citizen yet. He was just talking about how hard it is, and, like, how hard it was to even get this job. And he seemed like an extremely smart guy. Like, he was, you know, just, you could tell he's a good dude. Like, he spoke English very well, but he could also speak very, very fluent Spanish. And this company was in Florida, but had offices in Venezuela, and they wanted someone that could work in both offices. So, like, that's when this guy came in. He's from Venezuela, but, like, he moved his whole family to Florida, and he was talking about how amazing America is in terms of the education system and the opportunity. It's like, it's not handed to you necessarily, and that's this paradigm shift that we have to get away from, where I think we've had so many situations where not that we need to always help each other, but we can't design a system that allows people to get stuck in this I'm always helping you cycle and not feel empowered to do a lot even better than that. Like, you deserve a lot more than that, but like, it's not just going to be handed to you. You need to like get in the game.
Get in the game, man. I'm trying to think of something happened this week that reminded me of that sentiment.
But it definitely seems really hard for people to actually come here naturally. So I don't know what the solution is. So what the fuck do you do? It's complicated.
Yeah. Very complicated, really.
Somebody like, just shoot them. I don't mean that at all. I'm trying to be that guy that's like, you hear about guys that are walking the border with their assault rifles.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff, and you're like, what is wrong with you? Like, unless they're trying to attack your family, like, that's my thing. If someone's trying to hurt my family, or like, if someone's trying to start throwing down in our neighborhood, it's like, all right, it's time to fucking man up.
Well, then you do got drug smugglers. That's a reality.
Yeah,
and you got potentially terrorists.
But drugs.
Yeah.
If our prohibition of drugs and just let it be a free market, it's like, what the fuck?
Right. I mean, drugs are cool, man.
But there's a South American country, I forget which country it was, recently kicked the DEA out, and their drug smuggling and the drug problems have been going down. Which is kind of like,
I think there's too many people who are just afraid of drugs because they don't understand drugs. And they only hear the bad stuff.
Dude, I think there's something to be said about drugs which actually alter your consciousness and allow you to start thinking outside the box and start thinking freely and start questioning things and start like coming up with new ideas and change your level of consciousness. I mean, people discredit, I think, some sort of some substances if they're used effectively, if you don't abuse them, if it's not affecting your day-to-day life and your day-to-day relationships or impacting you negatively. There's lots of things that can be gateways to just those new visions, those new levels of thinking.
Yeah.
I mean,
I always thought that it was weird that weed got decriminalized. I mean, the decriminalization of weed just seems so suspicious to me, or so contrived. I mean, it just seems like the wonder drug, and I'm just like, someone had to like put a kibosh to it to profit off of other drugs, you would think.
Or paper.
I mean, yeah, you brought up paper before, and I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to it.
Tobacco companies, maybe alcohol, like let's cut them out.
Sure, all of them.
Yeah.
Anyone who...
This wonder plant.
It is weird. It's very weird.
But other weird things people were talking about, that Iran deal looks like it's going through today. It looks like Obama's going to get enough votes to not have it, blocked. So.
I think Obama's in Alaska with the Chinese.
Oh, yeah, that's a big story.
Yeah.
The China boats are up there.
He's a traitor.
He's making deals with the Chinese up there?
I'm kidding, no. But when they said, like, oh, there's warships up in the... up off the coast of Alaska, and Obama's there, I was like, why isn't he getting out? He should get out of there. Like, just tell him to stay. Like, I get it, he might have to, like, oh, I told these people I'd be here. But, like, it's probably very beautiful, too.
Right.
Is he vacationing, or is he there
doing like business? He was trying to promote the climate change, like, agenda. But, I mean, I'm sure he's relaxing a little bit, as much as a president can. It's
funny having someone talk about the climate change agenda when they have like a huge entourage of people and huge jumbo jets flying them everywhere that consume a tremendous amount of energy.
Well, that's
materials. Isn't that so hypocritical?
It is.
It's like Al Gore telling people to be like, we need to be, and then you look at his houses and how much energy they consume compared to the normal person.
Right.
And you're like, you're using way more than you have to. It's like, well, I'm talking about all of you guys. You guys,
You guys need to knock it off. Yeah, I mean, the knowledge they present is still important, but you are right. They should probably be doing a better job at.
You can do that remotely with a video projector.
Right.
Listen, we're going green.
We're doing YouTube
I'm not traveling
videos.
anymore. The entourage is staying in D.C. If you want to talk to me, come to me.
Yeah.
I'm important.
I'm a big deal. I'm just gonna say it.
So come to me.
I'm a pretty big deal.
Otherwise, we'll send you a giant screen and a team of people that'll put up the screen and projector, and it'll be really cool. It'll be like 3D. It'll be like the Tupac's, when they use 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Make 3D Obama. I'd be like, all right.
Yeah,
that's probably cheaper than flying him everywhere.
Damn. Solving the problems one at a time here at Whisky and Wifi.
Yeah, but we don't do that. It's like do as I say, not as I do.
Oh yeah, all the time. Well, it's when you get up there in that echelon where it's just like, this stuff is cool, man. I'm not going to do what I say because it sucks to do what I say.
That's what.
Like, it sucks to conserve. It does suck to conserve. Oh man, I should be conserving more. I'm like, this sucks.
It doesn't suck to conserve.
It kind of does.
I don't think it does. I think I mean, it does to us. It depends on how you define conserving.
Yeah, like.
I mean, if you can get yourself into a situation where you don't have to use a lot,
you
have a comfortable life, like, I don't think conserving's a bad deal at all.
Right.
But I mean, one thing is we have all these preconceived notions about social status is defined by how much you're consuming. It's defined by, the glitz and the glam and how many cars you have and how many square feet your house is and which you have to heat and cool. And
fucking Tom Brady.
It's like,
Keep going.
Yeah, all of those things. And I mean, I was thinking about this today, and I can Google that shit.
Google that shit.
When did I was looking up how 3 square meals a day became like the thing.
Oh.
It was like thinking of the idea of consumption, because it seems like you could probably survive off 2 meals, like a meal in the morning, possibly. I don't know, man. Like,
I feel like I eat at 11 and 6.
You don't eat in the morning?
Not usually, but then I eat a really early lunch. Like 10:30, I'm like, I'm hungry.
Do you eat heavy?
I used to, but I'm consciously trying to not eat as heavy anymore.
How do you feel after you eat lunch?
Sleepy.
Yeah, exactly, right? You get really lethargic and tired, and your body's like trying to break down the food, and you can't concentrate, and you're like,
Yeah.
That's how I get. So, I don't know, like, I don't really eat much in the morning. Sometimes I'll have a protein shake or a juice or something like that. But usually I just have like half a cup of coffee with some cream, and that's all I need in the morning, with some water. And then maybe a nice blended juice or shake I make, or a protein shake, or maybe like a little Larabar, something that's like all natural energy bar with dried fruits and nuts and stuff.
Right.
And that's all. And then maybe another half a cup of coffee.
That's a good thing. Sounds good, man.
And then at like 5 o'clock, I'm really hungry.
Oh,
and then I chow down at night. I have probably like 3 meals at night.
That's a lot.
But I take most of my calories and I go to sleep and I feel.
Yeah.
And then I feel like
you
I burn
your body
it all day.
break it down.
I try to give I feel like I'm like.
You're good. You're healthy.
I'm basically the weight I was like when I graduated college. I'm like.
You're good, man. You are healthy. You are the image of health.
I don't know about that.
I think you're.
I'm drinking whiskey.
Your what's it called?
I'll probably die of I'll die of a heart attack tomorrow. Yeah. And you're like,
well, shit. I tried to give up caffeine. Well, I did give up caffeine for 4 days last week, and I tell you,
headache.
3rd day, I was like weirdly tired. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I'm not like, and I slept like 7 hours, but like by like 2 o'clock, I was like, I can't even keep my eyes open. I'm like,
you were falling asleep.
Like I felt like it was like withdrawal, like that, because I just felt abnormal.
Did you have a headache?
I had headaches, but I was just like, they weren't too bad. Like I know some people get like really bad headaches from like caffeine withdrawal.
Some people drink insane amounts of coffee.
They do.
Like.
I didn't realize it because I just don't pay attention. I'm like, I drink diet sodas, I'm fine. I'm thinking about the sugar. I'm like, oh, there's caffeine in soda too, or something. Oh, shit.
Some soda.
Yeah. You can get caffeine free. Sprite, I started drinking.
Well, that's what I mean. There's sodas that doesn't have caffeine. Or like if you get like orange soda or grape soda, they don't have caffeine, I think.
I think you're right. So, but I could definitely tell.
You drink mostly colas?
No, I have switched to Sprite now, unconsciously. I think that's what kind of sparked me to try to do the caffeine-free thing for a couple of days. Because I'm like, oh, this doesn't have caffeine in it.
Mountain Dew is the kryptonite of soda.
Oh my god.
That's my favorite soda.
It's very tasty, I think, for being green.
It's my favorite soda. I love that stuff. My girlfriend got me onto that. It's like, ooh.
I was chasing whiskey with Mountain Dew down at our friend's bachelor party.
I think I said, I was chasing whiskey with whiskey. I was drinking orange vodka with Mountain Dew and a splash of Tang, and that was really good.
Oh yeah? That sounds like a weird mix. But
it was fucking awesome.
I'll have to try it next time.
You'll have to try it. It's the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. Snorting whiskey. Derek snort whiskey.
We are entering the new age, though, Danny. We are in the age of Aquarius.
Is it?
I think it was 2012 was the turnover.
Oh, was it? This is the age of Aquarius?
Yeah. The song was made in the 60s. Because they're like, we're coming to the age of Aquarius. No, 2012.
Was it every how many years?
2200.
2200?
Yeah, the Earth axis It's kind of like this, but it wobbles a little bit. It goes in a little circle.
Yeah.
So every 2,200 years,
it does a revolution.
It does a 1/12 of the revolution. So
1/12?
Well, like the zodiac signs are 12.
Yeah.
So
that's just from that little.
We went from the Pisces right around before Jesus was born, or people say when Jesus was born. So there's kind of a debate when the 2,200 years is. And now we're entering the age of Aquarius, apparently. But no one's really decided when it is. Aquarius! And that's why people like you and I, who are more enlightened, feel more spiritual energy, because we're in the new age of Aquarius.
More spiritual energy.
That's the hippies' take on the enlightenment that's going on. They feel
think it's just
around
that you
us.
pay attention to some senses that have been ignored for a long time. Like you think about all the sacred texts that have been burned and all the old history that's been burned. You wonder why they burn it, unless there were secrets in there that they didn't want people to realize. Because if you realize that you can communicate to higher powers and higher beings and realize that you're okay, don't worry, stop fucking around so much. Like you're there to learn, have fun, be free, enjoy, enjoy. It's a moment to enjoy.
No, I think you're right. I think there is sacred knowledge that's either hidden or destroyed, and I think it would change a lot of people's perspectives. Because people who are like really into what they believe or don't believe in anything necessarily, just really boxed in to the world around them, and it's sad because they're so confrontational about it. Like each side's like, oh, you're wrong.
Being confrontational though.
But I like being in the middle where it's just like, yeah.
You love being confrontational.
This is kind of right. This is kind of right. I feel good about myself. I'm like, well, I'm just picking and choosing what works, right?
I'm just the right guy.
And I'm like, I'm the right one. So
you can go fuck yourself.
You can all be wrong.
Go fuck yourself, buddy.
As I live in my parents' basement.
You don't live in your parents' basement, though.
I live in on their second floor.
Do you have a basement that you could just take over?
No, it's not finished. It's just storage.
You should just be like,
It'd be sitting down there eating like out of a can of beans.
Just make a burn pile in the backyard. Just burn like everything that's in the basement one night, like a giant bonfire. And your parents come out and be like, what the fuck are you doing, Jerry? You're like,
we had to clean house.
And then just fix up the basement and make it your bachelor pad. Like, yeah, this is mine now.
Don't come a knocking.
This is where I reside.
When
if you hear screaming, it means they're having a good time.
Yeah. I wanted the crawl space. I wanted the room with the crawl space.
Sorry. There's a crawl space?
Yeah. That thing creeps me out to this day. I look down in there, I'm like, there's bugs. There was a bird in there once. Honestly.
You're scared of birds?
No, but it freaked you out when you don't expect something to come out of there. You're like, what the hell is that? And then my mom freaked out, like it flew up near, and she was like, ah! The way she screamed was hilarious.
They're like dinosaurs of the yesteryear, right?
Yeah. It's pretty funny. I don't want any more whiskey.
You don't?
No.
You don't?
I want to be able to try it all.
My game plan is to make you sleep in the room with the kitty. So you bond and take her home.
Love her.
She's like sleeping in your pocket.
And stroke her. And then...
Tommy boy?
Yeah.
I killed it! If you killed the kitten,
that'd be pretty messed up.
Yeah, I'd probably black it out. Yeah. My memory would be one of those memories. I'd be like, I'm going to forget about this.
Every time you look at me, you'd be like, he's the guy that killed the cat.
No, I've done that before where I've just blocked memories out. Like, that didn't happen.
We'll have to hypnotize you and see what comes out.
I don't think you ever want to hear those thoughts.
Probably don't.
It's dark places.
That sounds really dark, man. So, well, let's take a conspiracy. We're at the point where we can talk about a conspiracy. Do you have anything this week?
My conspiracy.
Oh yeah. How is World War III going to start? I have my theories. Ronnie has his.
I heard.
Okay.
This guy on the subway the other day. Down New York City has a. Cut that out. Cut that out. Yeah. Take 8. Action. So, on the subway the other day in New York City, I heard this guy talking about how there'd be a false flag event soon. And, Dick Cheney's calling it out.
Well, Dick Cheney's all up there getting all like, we gotta bomb everybody again.
Well, I'm kind of thinking he's in on the know. He knows some huge, war profiteering companies. So,
planning it.
It might be I'm thinking Israel's right for a pretty big attack, and then all of a sudden it brings out all the Zion, it's like
big Zionist war.
That's just the spark where it's like, okay, time to go in, and it'll get blamed on Iran, and
Mhm.
Russia will back Iran, and then it'll be like the real like, okay, Russia and the U.S. are really fucking gonna go at it now.
We're gonna go. I'm not opposed to that happening. Not opposed, but
What? What did you just say?
the word I was looking for is I don't think
I am
that's...
totally opposed to that happening. I really hope that is not happening. That's a fictitious thing.
The word I was looking for, I don't think it is illogical. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Like,
You think that's illogical?
I wouldn't oppose that hypothesis.
Oh, you're thinking
I'm like, that's possible. That's maybe what I'm trying to say. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to be on the record. I do not agree.
No.
I do not want that to happen. I want peace on earth. Oh, fucking save me, Jesus.
I do think if...
Or save me, Buddha. Or save me, Allah. Save me, anyone. Is
me-
anyone listening?
Save me, Jeebus.
Oh, gosh.
I do think if I get in the minds of those evil fuckers who want war for profit, you would want to spark a religious war, because that thing would last
Well, that's what
a fucking long time.
ISIS is, right?
Right.
I mean, the destabilization of Iraq, right,
Mhm.
had nothing to do with terrorist attacks in the United States. And then you have this power vacuum created when we withdraw our troops and just leave it the way it is,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then you have this Sunni or Shia conflict just inflated to a degree where, I don't know, it's almost like it seems like this was premeditated, all of it.
I think the Pope's going to get killed. I really do. Because he keep coming out saying these things that are... Like, he called out the war criminals
Dude,
like 2
imagine
months
that's...
ago.
Derek's.
And now we'll start a religious war. Because he's been out
How's
there...
it gonna happen, Derek?
Well, he's coming to Philadelphia, so they'll do it here.
So you're saying that, yeah.
Because if it happens in America, that'll freak everybody out. I hope this doesn't happen. I don't have any inside knowledge that this has happened, but I just think...
It's like all the buildings collapse around him and collapse onto him. They're like, oh my god, there were structural fires! Structural fires!
How did that happen? That's never happened before. It doesn't make sense myself.
It must have been a terrorist attack!
But, I don't know. The fact that he called... The thing that was... The Catholics kind of hate him. I went to a Catholic church the other day.
Because he's like trying to be like, gays aren't so bad.
Yeah, he's like being a moderate, like nice human being and calling out like, oh, people are profiting off of war and that's like evil. And they're like, boo. I'm like, what are you talking about? Don't boo him.
He's like global warming bad.
Yeah. I'm like, what? And I feel like if he gets momentum behind him, the big wigs are going to be like, we got to take this guy down.
Oh.
Because he has such a big audience, you know?
I don't know if I think that's going to happen because of what he's saying, but more the big audience part. If that would happen,
Yeah.
it seems to be more than be like, oh, fuck. And if they blamed it on, oh, ISIS took it, it'd be like, we all gotta fry.
Exactly. I mean, that's just one scenario. Your scenario is good too. Because
It's not good. It's not good.
Well, definitely none of this is good.
I'd like you to choose your words a little bit more carefully, in case anyone
Whiskey.
is listening.
Yes, but I mean, it fits into the scenario because we're trying to find.
Derek's using his hands to
using my
talk right
hands
now,
now.
just so you know. He's
I'm
using
trying
his
to
hands.
fit in these scenarios to see where
This
things
show's
would go
all over the fucking
to
place.
get to
We're just
this
having a conversation, folks.
bleak scenario.
And this is what we do. We have whiskey and we talk some shit about the world.
Shit.
Because people need to talk
And-
about the world.
Killing public dignitaries, apparently.
I think what we need to start talking about, and people, I was thinking about this on the way home. Can I switch gears a little bit? 'Cause we're
Okay.
going dark.
Yeah, we were.
And we talked, that was like our conspiracy corner. We both came up with our own conspiracies.
Okay.
I think it's interesting. I mean, people take it too far, but people that want to be prepared and be a little resilient and possibly have some plans in place if things would get a little weird and some of our utilities would get shut off for a little while, and they're like, oh, you're a prepper. Oh, you're trying to, you're trying to be prepared.
Way to be prepared, jackass.
But like, there are people that take it like so far. You're like, whoa, like what do you know that? And there's people that have been doing it for years and years and years, and nothing's happened. Like since back in, the Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's people that have built silos and stuff.
True.
And, like,
They were worried
bunkers.
about nuclear war back then, yeah.
And I mean, we still should be
Still
to a
do,
degree,
yeah.
but what do you think that's about? Like, why is it a bad idea? And where did that come from? A stigma about being like trying to prepare for something. Like, why? I get it. Like, it's like, oh, haha, you didn't have to use that. But at the same time, it's like, well, it's kind of good you didn't have to use that, right? That's just a positive.
Right.
Why is it bad to have and to be thinking?
Well, let's just start by saying it's good to have an emergency preparedness plan in your household for any emergency: floods, tornadoes, earthquakes, hurricanes.
Do you have one? Does your family have one?
We have generators. We have enough canned food to get us like a week, maybe. Like, that's sensible.
I think they say 3 months.
3 months, maybe. Okay. I don't think we have that much, but
you have to know how to ration.
Right. I think.
But what would you do for fresh water? Do you have a lot of fresh water? Because most people don't have water, and they think like, oh, I got this thing. It's like your water gets shut off.
I think we have I'm thinking of like a natural weather disaster in our area would be a hurricane or a flood, and we get a lot of runoff, and literally our backyard it becomes a creek, and then we have a creek nearby, so you can pump your water theoretically and have a filter.
In a neighborhood was trying to get water out of this.
But we just kill them. No, I'm just kidding. we go Mad Max on them.
Well, like I guess the point I was trying to make, like it sounds like you guys are like a little more with it, but like so many people make fun of you if you're saying like, hey, let's try to figure out a way to live, and they are like, oh, you want to live off the grid?
Oh yeah.
But if it seems like it's just that's like a redundancy. It's like, all right, let's figure out ways that we don't have to be all reliant on the same system. That if it would ever have something happen,
well,
we could get by.
I think people rely on the government too for that, which I don't know if that's a good idea. We saw how that worked in 2005 with Katrina.
That's what I mean, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, if some shit happens, like, you can't expect everything just to get fixed right away. If like some major, like if there was like a huge fucking nuclear bomb that went off somewhere, it's like, holy fuck, Russia just fucked up like half the fucking East Coast.
Yeah.
It's just like all shit's shut down. What are you gonna do? Oh, the government's gonna fix it.
Someone gonna fix that because we sent our money there.
But I feel like I'm not prepared at all if things would get weird.
No.
You get made fun of if you talk about it and ask people. Because I've tried to talk to some friends about like coming up with an emergency plan about like a serious one where it's not like, hey, things have gotten to the level where it's like, hey, let's have a meeting place where we have a lot of people come together and it's like, let's try to fucking survive.
I would think you could kind of get Where the Fliesy in local communities where people come together and try to figure out their local government or refigure it out and maybe bond. But I do think there would be a lot of like confrontation because people would be freaking out and then people would be, you know, you'd have your common conflicts you have in any group of people, but it would be interesting. I don't think it's a bad idea to be somewhat prepared. I think people I think what happens is a lot of crazy people got in front of the more credible people, so their voices are louder and they represent a bad community. Like those go out and say crazy shit and say, oh,
can you
fucking,
elaborate?
Like Planet Neribu or something like that is coming. And I'm like, you would obviously,
what?
like people think like there's a planet coming from like nowhere to come destroy us or something like that.
A planet?
Yeah, and I'm like, you would obviously see that coming. Like you would physically, you can see Venus from how far away it is, and like, no, it's behind it. But anyhow, people like that get ahead of these kind of movements, and then it just makes everybody look bad. It's just like, where are the sane people?
Planet Nibiru, is that what you just said?
Nibiru or something like that. Nibiru.
Wait,
or Planet X or something like that.
You have to elaborate. This is where we're going now.
People have been worried for years about some Planet X coming from a different orbital plane and colliding with Earth or the Moon or something like that.
Wait, so there's planets going this way and then there's also planets going this way?
Yeah. I don't know if you ever saw A Second Earth. They played on that theory, which I thought that theory was interesting, but my science tells me like we would be able to see it because we can see Jupiter from how far away with our naked eye. Like they wouldn't cover that.
You know where it is?
I mean, they look like stars.
It's like a star,
and they
yeah.
move, and they're usually
Oh,
bright.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
saying if you know where it is, you can tell. But I'm saying if you don't know where
Right.
it is, it's just like, oh, well.
That's true.
We have so much light pollution around here. You can't even see the stars.
You know, you say that, but out at my house, I got some good views. Okay, so we're back. We got a little deep right there, and I think we discovered the secret of life. What do you think, Rodney?
I don't know anything.
Nothing happened.
I know there's not enough whiskey in the world to keep me from conquering the world.
I'm going to challenge you to that. Keep drinking. I give you the rest of the bottle and say, go.
It's like the reverse of what actually is going. It's like, oh, God created whiskey to keep the Irish from conquering the world.
I like that concept. And, yep, they came to America. No, I have Irish in me, too.
Yeah, we're all mutts, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's just been putting their things in the other things. And just like, ah!
I'm a McWilliams.
I'm McWilliams. And
I feel like it's a really lazy Irish name.
I'm
It's like they took
McWilliams.
an English name and just put Mick in front of it. I'm like, come on. It's not like a.
Well, what if you were just like a Williams, but it was just like the hard accent? Williams, and they're like half drunk and slurring.
They couldn't even say Williams.
Like, they're just like, all right, Mick Williams. They were just real drunk and slurring. Because it was whatever they signed the ledger with when you got off the boat. It's just like, I'm Mick Williams. Mick Williams. Mick Williams. Like,
It was like the end of the day. And they're like, we're just going to call you the Williams. And they're like, no, they're Irish. All right, whatever. Mick Williams, get up.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck
I'm going home. My wife's upset at me. My last kid died of syphilis. Or what are they?
Scurvy.
Scurvy.
It's scurvy. She hasn't been eating enough vegetables on her way over the sea. She died of scurvy.
All right. Well, see you next time, all two of you.
All two of you. No one's listening at this point. It's us.
It's okay. When
puppets
are coming.
You were warned. And then shit's gonna blow up.
Yeah, and then we'll be enlisted. So
yeah, like, hey, we're gonna do puppet shows at night because at least it makes us laugh before we go out and get slaughtered by fucking bullets.
The government sees our puppet show and be like, they're first. They're on the front line.
No, they'll be like, yo, they're gonna increase morale. We gotta teach these guys to teach our guys to do puppet shows.
It'll save the world. All right, bye everybody.
Hey, bye-bye. No one's listening anymore.